December 2025, West Bengal, India. A young man walks into a private hospital with fever and headache. Within days, confusion, seizures. He's dead. 2 weeks later, the nurses who care for him collapse with the same symptoms. The test comes back positive. Nipah, one of the deadliest viruses on Earth. Is this the next global health emergency? The first case. In December 2025, a single patient walked into a private hospital near Kolkata with symptoms that look harmless. Fever, headache, fatigue. Doctors treated him as just another routine case. But within hours, his condition began to spiral. Confusion set in, then seizures. What started as something ordinary quickly turned into a medical nightmare no one in that hospital was prepared for. As his condition worsened, the medical team fought to stabilize him, unaware that they were standing face-to-face with one of the most lethal viruses known to science. Protective measures were basic. Protocols were routine. No alarms were triggered. And in that small window of uncertainty, the virus quietly crossed its first human barriers. 2 weeks later, the nightmare returned. 2 young nurses from the same hospital developed the same terrifying symptoms. That was the moment the story changed from an isolated tragedy into a public health alert. The test result confirmed the fear. Nipah. And the question was no longer what happened to one patient, but how far this could go next. Inside the virus. Nipah is not just another virus. It doesn't stay in the lungs or the blood. It hunts the nervous system. Once inside the body, it finds pathways to cross the brain's natural defenses, invading the central nervous system with ruthless efficiency. What begins as a fever can turn into neurological collapse in a matter of days. The first symptoms are deceptive. Headache, sore throat, fatigue. It feels like a common flu. Then the shift happens. Dizziness, confusion. The patient no longer recognizes faces, loses awareness of time and place. Soon after, seizures begin. Many never wake up. This rapid descent is what makes Nipah so terrifying for both doctors and families. Even survival comes at a cost. A significant number of patients who live through the acute phase are left with permanent neurological damage, memory loss, personality changes, recurrent seizures. In rare cases, the virus seems to return years later, triggering late-onset encephalitis. Nipah doesn't just threaten life. It rewrites it, even for those who escape death. Why it doesn't spread. What makes Nipah so deadly is also what keeps it from taking over the world. The virus hits fast and hits hard. Most infected people become severely ill within days, often ending up hospitalized or bedridden. Unlike highly contagious respiratory viruses, Nipah doesn't give you time to walk around, socialize, and unknowingly infect dozens of others. Transmission requires close, intimate contact, bodily fluids, blood, saliva, caregiving without proper protection. This creates a narrow window for spread. In most documented outbreaks, contact tracing reveals the same pattern. Dozens or even hundreds of exposed individuals are tested, and almost all of them remain negative. The chains of transmission collapse on their own. This is the brutal paradox of Nipah. Its lethality is its weakness. A virus that incapacitates and kills too quickly struggles to travel far. And while that offers some reassurance, it also creates a dangerous illusion of safety. Because all it takes is one change in that balance of story to become very different. Could this reach you? Fear spreads faster than any virus. As news of the outbreak traveled across the world, questions flooded in from thousands of kilometers away. Could this reach our country? Could this become the next global crisis? History has trained us to expect the worst, especially after what the world lived through in 2020. But geography and ecology matter more than panic. Nipah depends on very specific natural reservoirs and cultural routes of transmission. The bats that carry the virus live in limited regions of Asia and parts of Oceania. The practices that allow spillover to humans are tied to local environments and traditions. Remove those elements, and the virus loses its main pathways to spread. That doesn't mean the risk is zero. It means the risk is contextual. Viruses don't move alone. People move them. Travel, trade, and healthcare systems shape what is possible and what is not. Understanding these limits is what separates informed vigilance from paralyzing fear. The 3 warning signs. So, how do you know when a localized outbreak becomes something more? The answer isn't panic, it's patterns. There are clear warning signs that signal when a virus is changing its behavior. The first is a sustained increase in how many people each infected person transmits the virus to. When that number rises consistently above 1, outbreaks stop burning out on their own. The second warning sign is silent spread. If large numbers of people begin transmitting the virus without showing symptoms, containment becomes exponentially harder. This is what turns manageable outbreaks into global crises, because the virus starts moving invisibly through everyday life. The third sign is geography. When clusters appear in new continents without any clear link to travel or exposure, it means local transmission has begun in new ecosystems. Until those three signals appear together, outbreaks remain tragedies, not global threats. The difference between fear and preparedness is knowing exactly what to watch for. So here's the truth. Nipah is brutal. It kills fast. It attacks the brain. It leaves scars on those who survive. But everything we know so far tells us this. It is not built to spread across the world. Fear thrives on uncertainty. Knowledge cuts through it. When you understand how a virus spreads and how it doesn't, panic loses its power. If this video helped you see the difference between real risk and viral fear, leave a comment below and tell me what concerns you most about future outbreaks. Subscribe to the channel for more evidence-based health content, and share this video with friends and family, because informed people are harder to scare.